Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And on Wealth Wednesday, it's so important here for us to celebrate women rising in their success in business and so forth. On Friday, it's National Women's Day as well. And we're really celebrating Broda, who is the founder of LB Entertainment. She's a producer, actress, Israeli, correct?
Yes.
And then she also has a foundation called Women Creating Change. How are you? I love the cape.
Yeah, is it easier to rise with the cape? I would imagine.
Yes, of course it is.
Easy to fly that way.
Right. So tell us a little bit about your personal journey to where you're at now.
I moved here about 12 years ago from Israel, and I moved here to do this, work in entertainment. I started as an actress. I was always a performer, and then I kind of discovered the behind the camera, got into casting and producing. I was producing my own stuff at first, and then started working on bigger projects and as an executive producer and producer. And when I felt I was ready, I started LB Entertainment, which is almost 4 years.
Which you've done like 30
over
feature
30 films.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's been a great journey. I'm so grateful every day, right? We can't take it for granted, especially.
But what's been the most rewarding part of this journey for you?
The most rewarding, I think, being in a position that I can also choose what's important to me and talk about things that are important and also work with people that inspire me every day. I think being in that position, it's just something I always dreamed of, and I think being there right now is just, it's so great.
What is most important to you?
I talk about a lot of things, and especially with empowering women and working with women, and also Israel. I feel like I'm carrying this thing on my shoulder that I never volunteered to do as an Israeli, and the image Israel has in the world is not always positive, and I feel like it's our job to make sure people know that we do amazing things as well, and it's not only about the conflict, and a lot of us really want to live in peace and live together.
What do you love most about Israel and its people?
We have a chutzpah, which is, I think, what helped me a little bit here in the States.
Everybody needs a little chutzpah, you know, Sam.
And I think it's just a fine balance between being too much and being driven and passionate. But I think it's because we go to the military and we have that training and that maturity that we're kind of forced into.
Wait, do women go to? Okay, I don't know this. I'm a little bit.
Years.
Not even. Oh wow!
Yeah,
Wow!
For 2 years. You go right after high school.
What was that like?
I learned a lot. I served as I was doing the psychological evaluations, which was about 4 months of a super intense training. But I think a lot of it helped me kind of navigate different personalities as well in the world and people I interact with. But again, you learn how it's not always about you, right? It's not always about what you want to do when you want to do it. You kind of learn how to be part of something bigger.
Right.
So what is your mission with Women Creating Change?
Our three main things that we inspire to do are empower women, bridge the community, because it's a group of Israeli and Arab filmmakers, and create collaborations.
Wow.
Community is everything, isn't it?
Yeah, you can never make things alone, I think, especially here in an entertainment. You learn that you have to really find your people and people that you want to work with and that think similarly to you. So
obviously you've done so many things, 30 featured films. You're like come from this background. I mean, it's amazing what you've done. And you have a book on poetry. And poetry for me is like one of the lost arts that is just one of the most beautiful things on this planet that we rarely even focus on anymore, or a very small percentage of the population. Tell us about your book.
It's called Whispers from the Moon.
Ooh,
and
I love when the moon whispers.
It's a beautiful cover.
It really is.
So gorgeous.
You worked with an Irish artist that I found. He actually worked with me on Women Creating Change. He helped with the logo, and I wanted to support him. So he created this amazing thing. And it's divided to 4 different chapters corresponding to the phases of the moon. So full waning, eclipse, and waxing.
Wow, I love that. Full moon ceremonies are huge in LA and La La Land.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
But we were wondering if you would read us one of your favorite
I
poems in here. Would you?
To.
Because you bookmarked for a reason.
I did,
Okay, good.
because you touched on that on Friday's International Women's Day,
Yes.
and I'm all about women. So I wrote that as a reminder for myself and I think other women, and it's called The Vow. I promise to honor the woman in me, even when poison pours from her lips, searing holes of insecurity into her beautiful skin. I will embrace her deeply, even when regret and past failures echo on the walls of her mind. I will love her fully, even when her heart shrinks in fear and shuts me out. I promise to put her first, heal her wounds of love, the burn marks on her soul from far too many disappointments. I will water her with light, feed her kindness, kiss her scars, bathe her with love, until death do us part.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me
That's so
cry.
beautiful. What was your journey to truly discover your self-love
Self-love.
in that way?
I feel like this book kind of represents a different side of me because it's very vulnerable and raw. And I feel like what I do in entertainment is it's the business side and the creative side, but I don't get to share myself in that way. And this book kind of took me on a journey. I thought it was done, but it wasn't done until it was really done. And it talks about relationships, romantic and family. I wrote a lot about my mom, which we're very close, and about me being Israeli and the Israeli tradition. But a lot of it is about heartbreak and loss and how you kind of grow from there and find who you are and what you deserve in the world and what kind of is important.
So beautiful.
I love that you end it with "till death do us part," because it's like so true. The one person you can never divorce is yourself, you know. And once you sort of start this friendship with yourself, you begin a sort of a love affair that can never end, right? Would you say that discovery or cultivation of self-love has sort of set the precedent for all your other relationships that improve the health of those relationships?
It's definitely improved. I think it's always a process. I think I was struggling with certain things about myself that I learned to accept and embrace. And it's kind of interesting because the things I was kind of rebelling against are what make me unique and who I am, and I think kind of stand out at the end of the day. And I feel like we always try to blend in the beginning, and then it's kind of great to kind of stand out. It started with my accent. I tried to sound American for so many years, and when I fully embraced it and realized like this is who I am, I think things kind of fell into place. But yeah, in general, I think learning how to love yourself first is probably the most important thing, and it's always a journey.
Love it. Well, tell people where they can find you and follow your journey and see all your art and get your book.
I have a website, which is Broda.com, that has my book and a little bit about my films and Women Creating Change, the organization as well. We have a website about that, and we have events here in Los Angeles. And then, of course, social media. Broda, kind of everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Thank you so much for all you're doing.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.